60. It's more than just a number, isn't it? It's a milestone, a marker on the path we've all been walking. But for many, instead of feeling like a summit reached, it can feel like the beginning of a slow descent. The energy that once felt boundless now seems finite. The dreams that once burned bright can flicker and fade, overshadowed by the realities of aging. Perhaps you find yourself looking in the mirror, not recognizing the reflection staring back. Or maybe the silence of an empty nest echoes a little too loudly these days. The vibrant tapestry of life, once filled with the threads of career, family, and endless possibilities, might seem to be unraveling at the edges. It's easy to succumb to the narrative that life after 60 is about slowing down, scaling back, and accepting limitations. Society often reinforces this idea, subtly suggesting that your best days are behind you. But what if that simply isn't true? What if the next chapter could be the most fulfilling one yet? What if the wisdom you've accumulated, the experiences you weathered, and the strength you've discovered along the way are precisely what you need to create a life filled with joy, purpose, and profound connection? This isn't about denying the realities of aging. It's not about pretending that wrinkles don't appear or that aches and pains magically disappear. It's about shifting your perspective, reframing your understanding of what it means to live fully and vibrantly after 60. It's about recognizing that joy isn't a destination to be reached, but a choice to be made, a practice to be cultivated, a flame to be tended. It's about understanding that your worth doesn't diminish with age. It deepens, matures, and becomes something even more precious. Perhaps you've spent years caring for others, raising children, supporting a spouse, building a career. Now it's time to turn that nurturing energy inward, to rediscover the passions that have been dormant, to cultivate new interests, and to prioritize your own well-being. This is your opportunity to redefine yourself, to break free from the expectations of others, and to create a life that truly reflects your authentic self. It's understandable to feel apprehensive, even a little scared. Change can be daunting at any age, but particularly when you're facing the unknowns of later life. But fear not, this isn't a solo journey. There are countless others who are navigating this same path, who are discovering the joy and fulfillment that awaits them on the other side of 60. And together, we can learn from each other, support each other, and inspire each other to live our lives with passion, purpose, and unbridled joy. The path ahead may not always be easy, but it is certainly worth exploring. The adventure awaits. Now, let's delve into the psychology underpinning this potential resurgence of joy. Many find that the empty nest syndrome, for instance, isn't merely about sadness over children leaving. Frequently, it's a jarring confrontation with one's own deferred dreams and unmet needs. For years, your identity might have been tightly interwoven with your role as a parent or caregiver. Consequently, the departure of those you've cared for can trigger a profound identity crisis, a feeling of being adrift without a clear sense of purpose. This feeling, however unsettling, presents an extraordinary opportunity for self-discovery. Consider, too, the impact of societal narratives on aging. We're constantly bombarded with images and messages that equate youth with beauty, vitality, and worth. Conversely, aging is often portrayed as a period of decline, fragility, and irrelevance. These pervasive stereotypes can subtly erode our self-esteem and limit our perceptions of what's possible as we grow older. It's crucial to actively challenge these narratives and cultivate a more positive and realistic view of aging. Recognize that wisdom, resilience, and inner strength are invaluable assets that only accumulate with time. In parallel with challenging external narratives, it's also essential to examine our own internal beliefs about aging. Have you unconsciously adopted negative stereotypes about older adults? Do you find yourself making excuses for not pursuing your goals, attributing it to your age? These limiting beliefs can act as self-fulfilling prophecies, preventing you from realizing your full potential. To break free from these constraints, begin by identifying and questioning your assumptions about aging. Ask yourself, are these beliefs based on facts or assumptions? Are they serving me well, or are they holding me back? Another crucial layer is understanding the neurobiology of joy and well-being. As we age, our brains undergo changes that can affect our mood and cognitive function. However, research has shown that the brain retains a remarkable capacity for neuroplasticity, the ability to adapt and rewire itself throughout life. Engaging in stimulating activities, learning new skills, and fostering social connections can all help to maintain brain health and promote a sense of well-being. Think of your brain as a garden. The more you nurture it with positive experiences and challenges, the more vibrant and resilient it will become. Furthermore, consider the power of mindfulness and gratitude. Practicing mindfulness, paying attention to the present moment without judgment, can help you to appreciate the simple joys of life and reduce stress. Similarly, cultivating gratitude, focusing on the things you're thankful for, can shift your perspective and enhance your overall sense of happiness. These practices don't require a lot of time or effort, but they can have a profound impact on your emotional well-being. Even a few minutes of daily meditation or journaling can make a significant difference. Reflecting on this journey thus far, we begin to perceive a pattern emerging, not a rigid blueprint for happiness, but rather a fluid, adaptable framework for cultivating joy. It's akin to tending a garden, where the seeds of potential are always present, but their flourishing depends on the consistent application of mindful care, diligent weeding, and a deep understanding of the soil in which they're planted. The soil, in this case, is the rich tapestry of your life experiences, the accumulated wisdom that informs your perspective, and the resilient spirit that has carried you through countless seasons. We've touched upon the psychological intricacies that can either hinder or facilitate this flourishing. It's become apparent that the narratives we embrace, both from the external world and within our own minds, wield considerable power in shaping our reality. These narratives can act as either fertile ground, nurturing growth and possibility, or as barren landscapes, stifling potential and perpetuating cycles of negativity. Recognizing the influence of these narratives is the first step towards consciously curating a more life-affirming inner landscape. The convergence of these insights reveals a powerful truth. Joy is not a passive state to be stumbled upon, but an active practice to be cultivated. It requires a willingness to challenge limiting beliefs, to embrace vulnerability, and to proactively engage in activities that nourish the mind, body, and spirit. It's about recognizing that the path forward may not always be linear, that setbacks are inevitable, but that each challenge presents an opportunity for growth and resilience. Drawing these strands together, we see the emergence of a holistic approach to well-being, one that integrates psychological understanding, mindful awareness, and proactive self-care. It's an approach that honors the unique journey of each individual, acknowledging the complexities of aging while celebrating the enduring potential for joy and fulfillment. It calls for a shift in perspective, a reframing of expectations, and a commitment to living each day with intention and purpose. In light of these insights, the path forward becomes clearer. It's a path of self-discovery, of reclaiming forgotten passions, and of forging new connections. It's a path that requires courage, resilience, and a willingness to embrace the unknown. But above all, it's a path that promises a life filled with joy, purpose, and profound connection. A life that is not simply lived, but truly embraced. The final piece of this exploration is about to fall into place, offering a perspective that ties it all together. So, where does this leave us? Standing here on the threshold of a potentially transformative chapter, we've explored the landscape of emotions, navigated the pathways of the mind, and unearthed the hidden seeds of joy that lie dormant within. What remains is to translate this newfound understanding into tangible action, to weave these insights into the very fabric of our daily lives. The true practice begins now, not as a forced march towards some idealized version of happiness, but as a gentle, compassionate dance with the present moment. Think of it not as reinventing yourself, but rather as rediscovering the essence of who you've always been, the person who may have been obscured by the demands and expectations of the past. It's about stripping away the layers of shoulds and ought-tos and embracing the freedom to simply be, to explore, to create, to connect, to love, to live on your own terms. The gift of aging is the clarity of perspective, the unwavering understanding that time is precious, and that every moment is an opportunity to savor the richness of life. Perhaps the most profound implication of all this is the realization that joy is not a solitary pursuit. While self-care and introspection are essential, the true depth of human experience lies in connection, in sharing our lives with others, in contributing to something larger than ourselves. This could mean volunteering your time to a cause you believe in, mentoring a younger person, rekindling old friendships, or simply offering a listening ear to someone in need. The act of giving, of extending ourselves beyond our own immediate concerns, is a powerful catalyst for joy and fulfillment. And as you embark on this journey, remember to extend yourself the same compassion and understanding that you would offer a dear friend. There will be days when the path feels steep and the challenges seem insurmountable. There will be moments of doubt, of fear, of sadness. These are all natural parts of the human experience. Embrace them, acknowledge them, and allow them to pass, knowing that they do not define you. Your strength lies not in the absence of these emotions, but in your ability to navigate them with grace and resilience. Ultimately, the invitation here is to embrace the fullness of life, with all its joys and sorrows, its triumphs and setbacks. To recognize that aging is not a decline, but a continuation, a transformation, a deepening of the human spirit. To find joy not in the absence of challenges, but in the way we rise to meet them. To live each day with intention, with purpose, and with an unwavering belief in our own inherent worth. And as you do, may you discover that the greatest adventure of all is the journey inward, the exploration of your own boundless potential for joy, love, and fulfillment. This is not an end, but a beginning. Go forth and live it fully,